Hello, this is Lady Isis back again, doing a video on my issue with biracial or mixed girls. This video might be controversial, but I'm going to go ahead and say what's on my mind. And I'm going to try to be very fair in my assessment based on my experience. Um, I want to touch on two sides of being biracial and mixed. Okay, the first side I want to touch on is being sympathetic toward biracial or mixed women. Um, I hear a lot of you say that for the most part, people don't understand all the things you go through. And I've heard some of you say that dark skinned women were very, very mean to you, bullied you, asked you if your hair was real, would grab your hair trying to see if they found tracks, would get jealous of you because their man liked you, and all of that. And trust me, I sympathize with the bullying. I am against bullying. I think bullying is wrong. There's never any excuse for it. And I do not stand with bullies. I don't care what anyone has gone through in their life. I do not make excuses for you to project that on someone else, period, okay? So I sympathize with a lot of biracial women when it comes to that. I sympathize with the fact that you're black and you're white, and the fact that sometimes you don't feel like you fit in. You don't feel like you're you're black enough for the black people, and you're definitely not white enough for white people. And trust me, white people will let you know that. So I sympathize with sometimes the fact that you grew up trying to find your own racial identity. I get it. I know it's not the easiest thing in the world to do. So you know, I give you guys your props for doing that. Um, Also, I sympathize with the fact that sometimes when two people are young, they're teenagers, and both parents, a white male and a white female and a black male, more than likely, were on drugs and on crack. They decide to sleep together and have a baby. And normally, what happens is the white woman's parents do not want her to give birth to this biracial child. And they tell her to put the child up for adoption. I've seen many stories like this where biracial people grow up in foster homes because the mom was forced to give the baby up for adoption through her parents. So I sympathize with you on that. I give you your props for making it through this world, trying to make something of yourself and putting your life back together, because no one wants to know that they were given up because they were black. Um, so I get that. Um, and when you say things about dark skinned women hating on you, trust me, I believe it to be true. I'm not going to negate your experience because I feel like everyone's experience is their truth. So if you were hated on by dark skinned women, I will, I don't fault you for that. I truly don't. Like I said, your experience and your experience is your truth, and they were 100% wrong. Okay? So now that I have stated that, I also want to state the other side of the coin, okay? This is not to hate on biracial women or anything like this. I just want to put something out there. Stop acting like you don't benefit from being biracial, okay? You know you're the most desired. All the men, trust me, will let you know, especially the dark skinned uh, black men who are what I call light skinned supremacists. If they can't get them a white woman, they will date you. You look at Pharrell, who constantly says, my wife is black, my wife is black. But go look at a picture of Pharrell's wife, and she is just borderline black. And I noticed that from my experience being around biracial women, um, I've never teased any biracial woman, and biracial women have always been okay with me. They've never came across to me as mean. Biracial women were quite friendly with me. They always wanted to be my friend, even through grade school. They gravitated toward me. I guess maybe they could sense the confidence, or people can detect energy, and maybe I've never given off that energy that I was a hater. So I've always had biracial friends. Even now, the majority of my friends are white or biracial. I really don't have any black female friends, just maybe a few of them. But with that being said, I don't think you guys are mean at all. I don't. But one thing I will say is that I noticed this attitude, this a little sedity attitude. I call it the Mariah Carey attitude. This real attitude that comes from, and I know where it comes from. It's subconscious, where you've been taught and told that you're beautiful, you're sexy, you're fine, you got beautiful eyes, you got beautiful hair, and you're this. And come on, let me say it this way: if someone has been told they're beautiful all their life, they're going to act beautiful. If someone's been told that they're ugly all their life, they're going to be depressed. They're going to hang their head down in shame. So you exude whatever you have been taught your entire life. And a lot of y'all have been told you're pretty all your life for so long that we can see it in your attitude. I've watched a lot of you guys' videos here on YouTube, and I don't go because you're biracial. I go because a lot of y'all do natural hair care videos, and I go to watch the videos. But I have noticed this trend that annoys the shit out of me when I watch your guys' video. You spend too much time looking at your damn self. I want to hear about the products. I want to hear about, how you wash your hair and what do you. But for the whole time, since you guys have these cameras where you can see your reflection, a lot of y'all spend too much time looking at the camera like it's a mirror. And you flip your hair and you pout your lips and you talk very, very girly, like you're 11 years old, and it's this attitude that just drives me nuts. And then all the guys are in the comments telling you how beautiful you are, how articulate you are, and things like that. Like I said, I don't fault you for that. It's just the energy that you have been getting your entire life. I just want to say, bring it down to earth just a little bit, because sometimes that attitude is annoying. And another thing I want to say, some of you guys, you benefit from being light skinned, knowing that that's the most desired trait. Yet you want to sit here and say, I don't know why dark skinned women hated me so much, and they were always talking about me, and they were always bullying me. However, you never say anything about the white family that rejected you. You never say anything about the white family that told their mom to give you up for adoption because you don't even mention them at all. And white people can be racist, especially when it comes to a biracial child. That's why they have the one drop rule, because they wanted to say, hey, you got one drop of black in you, you black. Even though you could look just like me and pass for white, but you got that nigger in you, you got to go. They're the ones that did that. Yet you never want to talk about that. You always want to talk about the dark-skinned girls who you say bullied you. So if you're going to talk about these dark-skinned girls that you say bullied you, talk about the white family that rejected you as well. But I want to say that when you do that, it kind of reminds me of Kim Kardashian, who walks around with this very coyish attitude, who dates only black men, gets her booty implants to have a black woman's butt, get her pouty lips to have a black woman's full lips, and she basically lives the life of a black woman without being black. She's just benefiting from it. And then she wants to turn around and say, when black women call her out, I don't know why you guys hate me. I don't know where that comes from. I've never did anything to you. The only thing I did was spread love, and we shouldn't hate one another, even though she hates herself. That's why she changed herself. And I noticed that a lot about a lot of biracial women. You have this real coy attitude to the point that you don't know why people treat you a certain way. And like I said, it's not, I'm not going to sit here and say it's your fault, but I will say this: understand, just like you want us to understand you, understand that if you are being treated nice all your life, you're going to act nice. If you've been bullied and told you're ugly all your life, that's how you're going to act. So sympathize with a lot of you dark-skinned women. I didn't say that they were correct in how they act. I didn't say justify it, but just sympathize with how a lot of them feel being told that they're ugly their entire life. And another thing that I have noticed is that sometimes when these black males get on YouTube and call us trash, like Lil Wayne said, he's never having another dark-skinned child, and Neo said that light-skinned people are the prettiest people, or biracial children. And when you have people like Trick Daddy telling black women to tighten up, and then you have Polo the Don, who talks so horribly about black women, and then you have people like Kevin Hart, who call dark-skinned women broke hoes. Let me explain something to you. When these black men are bashing black women, trust me, the image that they have in their mind is not a biracial black woman. It's not a light-skinned black woman. The image that they have in their mind is a dark-skinned woman like Leslie Jones. Those are the women that they're talking about. When they make all these hateful videos, they're talking about us dark-skinned women. And I am dark-skinned myself. And I see how they treat me and how they treat you. Once again, not blaming you, but I see a stark contrast in the way they relate to me as opposed to the way they relate to you. And so I say all that to say this. Being that black women, dark-skinned women, have been getting so much hate, dark-skinned women are the ones that's on the forefront trying to fight this war that I wish never existed, and was started really on YouTube, but I want to say it went back much further than that, but I'm not going to get into that. But black women are at the forefront of this war. Most of the videos that I see on YouTube are of dark-skinned black women trying to stand up for other women, period. And I could call out a few names of a ton of videos I've seen. They are gorgeous dark-skinned women. But I rarely see videos of biracial and mixed girls fighting that fight. And you know why you don't fight that fight? Because you know subconsciously that fight does not apply to you. When these black men are talking bad about black women, you know they're not talking about you because they treat you well. So you stay out of that fight. You let the dark-skinned black women fight that fight, and they have been going hard trying to fight that fight. So stop acting like you don't benefit from being biracial. Stop acting like you are not what most of these dark-skinned men desire. Stop acting like, oh, life is so horrible, life is so bad. We all have it bad. But I will say this, as a dark-skinned black woman, we got it horrible. If you, as a biracial woman, have it bad, we have it 3 times as bad as you do. People just hate us on sight, period. They hate us on sight. I have literally, okay, let me say this. I have a cousin, right? And I see how he relates to dark-skinned women, but let a light-skinned girl watch. His whole facial, his expressions and his tone of his face will just change, and you will see like his eyebrows drop and everything. He's like, oh, look at that, biracial girl. Like in his mind, like she can't do anything wrong. She's pretty, she's beautiful, she's a goddess walking this earth. I literally seen he's more softer with them, but then the dark-skinned women who he's probably been around, or because I've seen him date both, he's always harsher with them. That's just the truth. So I just wanted to state that my opinion, that, like I said, you benefit. You benefit. I see you guys' Instagram pages. I see the pouty faces you make. I see you going live for no particular damn reason other than to twirl your hair and bat your eyelashes and take the phone and bring it all the way up to your hazel eyes and turn your face toward a certain angle so that the sun bounces off of your eyes. And then you'll have some lame ass caption like, I'm bored. You know goddamn well you're not bored, because you know your DMs and you know your comments is about to be lit. So let's get off of it. I want to just say that. You guys look out for my next video.